In today's Blue Protocol video, we'll be taking a look at the newest zone that was available during the game's closed beta. This zone contains a new town, new NPCs, you'll be traveling to it for the story. There's also a new dungeon here, and overall the area is just beautiful. So for this video, we'll be exploring this new zone. I won't be talking for the entire video, it'll just be more of a showcase or a presentation with a little commentary here and there. So let's check it out. Alright, so here we are loading in, and right now I'm going to teleport to the town so that we can, I guess I'm making that our starting point. And so this is the only portal available in the new zone, and it's something you'll be using a lot because when you want to get to one of the, I think, 4 regions of this map, instead of running from the main town all the way here, which would take quite a while, you'll just teleport to this town. Now where I'm going right now is where the dungeon of this zone is. That area in the sky, that tower that leads to the crescent moon platform, that's actually a dungeon. Now of course you don't go into the door and enter the dungeon, it's an instance, but you know, immersive, and it looks cool. It's like, hey, that's the dungeon. Now I'm showing you guys the map right here because this is the region we're in, but as you can see, these clouds right here, they cover certain parts of the map. I did explain this in a few videos, but in order to unshroud or uncover these clouds, you have to find these points on the map. There's usually 4 or 5 or just a few in each area. It's like gathering an item. So you'll see an orange spark or kind of like beam on the ground or wherever it is, and you just gather it. They're usually not hidden, which is why I've found them in every map almost instantly, but this one I have searched for almost 2 hours and could not find the last point. One of the players I played with couldn't find it either, so I'm not alone in this. I know I said there would be just a little commentary, but it seems like I'm moving through this pretty fast, so I'm trying to keep up with the recording. And this is the town. There's NPCs, but you can't really interact with much of the town at the moment. My guess is that in the future you will be able to. And yes, there is fall damage. Unless you're in the main town, then there isn't. I love this view right here. Makes me miss playing this game already. And this fox is an asshole and was going to keep chasing me, so I had to put it down. But there's some new mobs in this area. This area contains, or this region has goblins, which we've seen in the previous region, but new to this region are goats and these elder elks that you see. They're kind of blue and the goats are white. Now this area right here, I believe, has a world boss. It's a fox world boss. Nothing too special, but yeah, you can farm it to craft a fox world boss Imagine. Maybe you haven't noticed, but now you will since I'm talking about it. Look at how smooth this game runs. When you're in town, when you're in the zones, when you're fighting world bosses, when you're in a 20-player raid with crazy effects going on. And actually this is the entrance to the 20-player raid, which I've done a video on, so if you guys want to watch that raid boss, that'll be linked in the description. But it runs extremely smooth, and one thing I didn't hit on in my first impressions of the beta is that this game's animations and effects are insane. They're beautiful, they're cool, but also a bit much at times. When you're fighting a boss or world boss, sometimes there's so many effects on the screen, it's hard to see what's going on. It's hard to spot your character. And even then, the frames don't drop. The game runs so smooth. It's kind of something I took for granted while playing. But after reflecting on the gameplay and just my experience, I'm like, holy shit, man. You don't get that too often with MMORPGs. They always run like shit. So as you can see, the zones are divided by these lines right here. You don't see them from afar, so it doesn't ruin the immersion. It looks as if you could just cross over into the other zone without a loading screen, but the truth is the zones are separated, and those yellow dots are indeed a load in between zones. So if you look up there, that's where I'm heading. Another thing I like is that your stamina does not run out when you're out of combat, so you can run forever. If a mob does try to attack you, you can still run, but then your stamina actually starts depleting. That right there was a parry, and that's why I love this class. This little zone up here seems to be, I don't know, the remnants of some kind of ancient town. Or maybe I'm thinking too hard into this and this is just like a small town that was destroyed, maybe recently. And then here it looks like there was some kind of golem on the ground. So maybe there's a story here that we just don't know about yet. Maybe they talked about it in beta, or maybe they will. But I think it would be pretty cool if they do explain what happened to certain areas like this. You know, why is it destroyed? Because there are other towns that you will see, or another town that was also destroyed and abandoned. And with the golems on the ground, what did they protect? What was their purpose? Why am I nerding out right now? Another beautiful view, and this is that bridge that we ran across. You really couldn't tell that it was a bridge. I actually didn't know that it was a bridge until moving over here and seeing it from across the way. It's like, oh, I was actually on a bridge this whole time. So yeah, look how big these zones are. This is where I'm at right now, and I think I'm going to run. Oh wow, you see that pack of foxes? I love that about the AI in this game. Like these, at least in this area, there's a pack of foxes and they run together, and if they spot you, they will all attack you together. And it's just kind of cool because it makes the world feel more alive. It makes the enemies feel smarter and more realistic. I didn't mean to say sorry to him, but looks like I'm trolling. Another gorgeous view. These white beams of light, the one that I'm gathering right now, of course, are gathering spots, and it is oh, I can't believe I made that. Before I continue the other conversation, this is one of the abandoned towns, the one that I was talking about. And I love this. It has to have some kind of story. Maybe it's their way of saying this is why no NPCs are walking around the open fields, because look what happened to their town. But yeah, the white beams are gathering spots. Where that spot is does play a role in the material that you gather, so you will have quests to gather certain rocks, certain fossils, or even, I think it translated to dew or like meadow or something like that, and it was flowers. Not being able to read or speak Japanese made things a bit difficult, but you would learn that, okay, this material comes from rocks that are near the pond, or this comes from white or purple flower beds. This is actually the last zone of this region. In memory, I thought it had 4. So me and this player are fighting together, and in the case that anyone is watching this video and hasn't watched other Blue Protocol videos discuss this, you don't have to be in a party to get credit for certain monsters. If you are to kill a monster or last hit a monster when someone else was fighting it, you'll still get credit. And I think that's one of the greatest things about this game, just allowing you to run up and join in on fights and still get credit for it. It makes questing easier. You don't have to sit around and wait for mob spawns and fight over who tags it first. And this over here is, as you can see, it loaded me back to the zone and gave me some message. This would lead to the next region. That's what I think, but they haven't created it yet, or they blocked us from visiting the new region in this beta. And this zone actually loops around, so you can see this path that I'm taking. It goes upward and you can get back to the main town that we started in. This little area right here is where a world boss spawns, and I spent I don't know how long waiting for this boss and farming it, and it doesn't take too long to spawn. It spawns maybe every 10 minutes or so. There might be a mechanic to spawn these bosses, like killing the weak mobs that are around the area. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but yeah, it spawns about every 10 minutes, and the players here are just killing the weaker mobs that spawn. Okay, as you can see, the sun is setting, and a boss has just spawned. So if I open my map, you'll see this icon. That is a world boss. but that's not the one that I want to fight, so I'm still going to wait here. And here it is. Tons of effects going off. No stutter. So what I'm going to do now is teleport back to the town. And that's it, guys. That is the new region. I don't know the exact name of it from memory, but maybe I'll put it in the title or description or on the screen. I really liked this region. Pretty different from the other one. Sure, it's still like a grassy field, but you have an abandoned town, hints of some kind of ancient golems in the ground, and you also have a cool dungeon that you can see. There are dungeons in the other area, but you didn't get to see them from the outside. You couldn't look at it and say, wow, that's the dungeon I'm about to queue up for or enter. Instead, it was like just a cave or something. But that's the new region. I like it more than the previous region, and I can't wait to see what they come up with for the next one. I do hope that this game will get regions with different themes, like maybe a snowy area, maybe some kind of region with volcanoes. That would be amazing. One of my favorite things to do in MMOs is explore the different environments they have. And it sucks when you get games like Bless, where everything is pretty much the same theme. It's this dry throughout the entire thousands of hours you spend on the game. But I do have hope that Blue Protocol will explore different environments. You know, there's the ship in the main town, and maybe this ship will take you to a totally different part of the world. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will link my Blue Protocol playlist down in the description if you want to watch any other videos from me covering this game. And with that being said, I will catch you all in the next one. See you soon, friends.